hear you're ready for your dose of reality. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dr. Quack Podcast, sponsored by Crystal Infinity. I'm your host, Dr. Quack.
And I'm channeling Randy Hogan, but I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem. And man, I'm glowing with the green screen back here. We're going to be going over Crown Jewel 2021. And as usual, we have our all-star panel. Coming in first, the man with the gorgeous locks, Brandon Seeger.
That's right. Welcome.
And the one, the only, the other professor when Randy Hogan's not available.
It's him. It's DDP.
Mr. Edley.
Welcome, gentlemen. All right. Well, let's get ready to get this party started here. Yeah, opening match, we had the Usos taking on Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. Hurt Business. And, by the way, go ahead. You want to go over the wins here?
Well, we'll get to them when we go to that, but everybody picked the Usos, but our special guest, Luke Thompson, and the Professor Randy Hogan. So let's find out how it actually turned out.
Okay. Ed, go ahead. Tell us what you thought of that match.
Well, given that it was a pre-show and you had the SmackDown Tag Team Champions going against a tag team from Raw, I wasn't expecting anything but the Usos to walk away with the win. So they went out and they did exactly what I expected of them. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike. All right. Brandon?
Well, I knew, again, I've been talking about this. I've been saying this since day one-ish, that they're not about to take these titles away from these guys right now. It's just, why? Why do it? It makes perfect sense as far as, whoever's concerned that writes this crap. But, for the rest of us, we're just along for the ride. So, I knew that they weren't going to take the titles away from the Usos. That's why I picked them to retain the gold.
Okay.
All righty. And I got the greatest review of all. I didn't watch the pre-show because I was working on Thursday. I didn't get to watch it until Sunday, and I couldn't find the pre-show match. So my rating is I don't care.
I went 2.5. It was a good match. I loved actually the chemistry these two had against each other working. You knew the bloodline had to succeed here. They're not going to drop the tag team titles, outside the United States on a show that's not a major show.
Yep. There you go.
Yep. All right. Go ahead, Brandon. You got the next one here. Mustafa Ali and Mansoor.
We're going to start there.
Oh, where were we starting number one? I'm sorry.
First one was that one.
Oh, never mind. We'll go with the Hell in a Cell match. Seth Rollins and Edge. Go ahead. I'm going on the ball list. I didn't go on the actual card. My bad.
Hell in a Cell, Edge, and Seth. It could have been a little bit bloodier, but this is more of a PG era, so, we're not really getting a whole lot of that. But, I like Hell in a Cell matches. I thought it was a decent match. It'll be interesting to see how things push forward from here. So, I think I took Edge for the win.
And we'll go across the board here. We had Randy Hogan took Seth Rollins, Ed, myself, and Luke took Edge, and Dr. Quack River also took Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Okay. And It was one of those things to where I wanted to go for Edge, but I knew Seth would have been a craftier person. So
I'm not disagreeing with that statement.
That's why I said it.
All righty. So we found the quarter that the little kid swallowed in the brown stool here. This match, though, should not have been the opener. It was a good match. If you go along the philosophy that we've kind of gone over, that you want one of the better matches to open the show, this was worthy, but this match should not have went here. This match should probably have flipped places with Finn Balor and Xavier Woods. That would have been a much better opener to the show. All in all, though, 3.5 stars. I really liked the match. There was some bad camera angles. There was a few bad misses that the camera caught, and Corey Graves in his Seth Rollins starter gear called that it looked like he didn't get all of it, but got enough for a 2 count. And but it was a really, really great story. I really, really enjoyed it. I liked the chain stomp in this thing. I didn't like what this caused the main event ending, but it wasn't this match's fault. It was the writer's fault. All in all, this was a great match. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'll go 3.5 stars. I'll give this my quack attack because this match here was probably the match of the night. It looked great. It was a lot better than some of the other crap that came down the line after this. I agree with you. It should have been further down the line booked, but it was a hell of a match. And also, I can't remember her name, but I want to give her props, the female referee.
Oh, Jessica Carr.
Jessica Carr being the first female referee to not only referee in Saudi Arabia, but to referee a Hell in a Cell match. That's impressive, and she has done a great job. I wasn't a fan of her at the beginning, but she's really improved since I've seen her. Ed.
Well, as I told y'all before, when we did this panel to start this off, you don't walk in a man's house. You don't go where a man lay his head down. Even though Edge had the worst stomp in the history of the stomp, that still wasn't the worst part of the night because, Michael calling a ladder a table. Calling a table a ladder might have been even funnier. Oh my God, he's getting a ladder. That's the wrong piece of equipment there, Michael Cole. But over and all, I gave it 3.5 stars because it was a great match to have, and it was a good way to end the feud, hopefully.
I don't think that's going to end it because in the reality of things, Seth Rollins needs to finish the blow-off. Seth Rollins needs to come out strong in the finish. He can say something about the flight caused him to be jet lagged or something along those lines, but I don't think it's going to be finished quite yet.
Yeah, that was my biggest problem. That's why I was pulling for Seth. But anyway, so let's move on here. We have got Mustafa Ali taking on Mansoor. Go right ahead.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to say that with Brown Stool here, this show felt like Vince McMahon spent $3.5 million of the $40 million on fireworks. It felt like a fireworks expo more than it did a wrestling show.
Everyone gets pyro.
I don't know what was worse, all the pyro or Seth Rollins and Corey Graves shopping at the same clothing store. Now he's got the mustache and the soul patch going on. He's going to be Seth Rollins in 6 weeks. So now let's go to Mustafa Ali and Mansoor. This match really, I wasn't excited about it, but it really excited me. Mansoor has really improved tremendously. I really enjoyed the inverted atomic drop right into a spine buster. I also like the slingshot reverse neck breaker that Mansoor pulled out. This was a really, really good job. I think now Mansoor, to continue with his push, needs to work with a strong mechanic, somebody who's really good at bringing out talent, not quite a jobber maybe a jobber to the stars, somebody who can carry him along a lot better than Ali can. I really enjoyed this match. I even enjoyed Tariq Hamedi coming out at the end, the silver medalist in karate for Saudi Arabia, coming out there and helping Mansoor. I really dug that. I went 3 1/4. This match was really, really good. Well done.
Yeah, I mean, I went 3 stars with it, but here's my problem. He looked good here, and he is a good talent, but once he gets ready to go from Saudi Arabia to the United States, he's going to be job meat once again, or maybe just slightly above job meat where we might care a little because they're not going to use him right. They have too many other stars. It sucks for him that he's such a good talent, but I gave this 3 stars.
All right.
Ed.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I went to the bathroom.
Understand.
And that's where the crown stool comes from.
See, there is no pause or rewind on the cock when you're watching it live, so you can't do it. You had some this for him. Brandon.
You know, say WWE didn't tell the Saudis that they would hire one of their guys, even put him in a great show, and then do nothing with him afterwards. He got a shot, you know, he may get another couple of matches down the road or whatever, but we don't really see nothing of him. So, I mean, I really wish that I could have an opinion on him. I agree with the important one there. He had some great moves. I mean, he knows his stuff. He knows what he's doing, it seems like, but I just don't see enough of him to, you know, give a good, honest opinion about it. So, and I also agree, somebody better than Ali. I'm not saying that Ali's not good, but somebody better than Ali to help him out.
And everybody did choose Mansoor, so everybody got a point on this one.
All right, what's the next match here?
Next match was after the Susan G. Komen thing, which I thought was a good little thing.
That was.
Giving it to the Saudi women that overcame breast cancer.
One second.
Oh, God.
This is probably going to sound bad.
It probably will.
How many men do you think it just chapped their whole inside just to have those women in front of all of them?
Well, I'm
not agreeing with it. I don't agree with their lifestyle and how they do things over there. I think it definitely should be frowned upon in modern society. But whatever, it's not my thing to judge. But
I'm going to counteract.
I couldn't help but think that when I saw that.
I'm going to counteract that by they did a thing. They really put over that this is the modern Saudi Arabia. There were women there who were not wearing hijabs.
Yeah.
There in the show. They're allowing women to be more involved. Saudi Arabia is trying to show, it's trying to get up with the times. And while they're not there yet, this was definitely a good first step, putting them women out there and being celebrated for conquering something. So I have no problem with it. I think it's a good first step.
Yeah, I was very pleased with it. I mean, what's his name? Titus O'Neil, being the WWE ambassador, really does a great job with what he does there.
Yeah,
I really like his work.
In the ring, he was horrible, but he's found his calling, and he does a great job.
And I can see Natalya going that route as well, because that's where she's been.
That's where she needs to go now, because her career is winding down.
It is.
But the nenext match is the tag match: AJ and Omos against RK.
That's right, bro. No, we don't go down the aisle walking, bro. No, we get a camel, bro. Yeah. Oh my God, I was like, really? Why the hell did he do that? He got a pop. It looked good for that. They kept their tag titles. It was just hilarious on that. I gave this match like a 2.5 because honestly, it felt like it was just to me. I didn't really care about it. You know, just that opener was like the best part because it was just so funny. But outside that, the rest of it just didn't really matter.
All right, who's up next?
Ed. Oh, jeez. Well, you know, if we got everybody's opinion here, that's good. All right, Ed.
Everybody gets one. That's what Spider-Man used to say.
Okay, so I guess it's on me. AJ and Almost told you AJ was going to be the winner.
Sorry, I had to do it one more time for our fans.
AJ and Almost, I knew AJ was going to end up being the weak link in this match. You know, because for some odd reason you can't hurt Almost. He's like a Super Saiyan. And it's still going to lead to the breakup of AJ and his Colossus. Because his Colossus going to realize, I don't need you.
All right.
So true. Mr. Brandon, go ahead.
So I'm going to add to what it's me, it's DDP down there was saying earlier. Michael Cole couldn't get the equipment right, but knew what Riddle was riding wasn't an actual camel because it only had one hump. So equipment that you're around 24/7 pretty much, like you've been around this stuff for years. You didn't know what that was, or you couldn't say what that was, but you could reach out and say that was not a camel and corrected him, which I love when Corey Graves gets corrected because I don't like him anyways. But
happy engagement. I'm sorry there, Corey and Carmella. Happy engagement.
Yes, I hope you guys the longest. You think she puts that mask on?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
She is a two-bagger.
Oh. But anyways, I'm a fan. I like the RK Bro. I knew that, you know, after you guys had made the comment on the last show that with the pre-show that we did, our prediction panel, how the Prince over there likes 90s wrestling. He's right there, but Orton's part of it. So he's young enough, I think, that it's nostalgia for him. He wasn't going to lose. So I don't think they really cared about Riddle, but he adds flavor to it, a quirky flavor to it. But anyways, on forward.
All right.
So myself, Dr. Quack, and Mr. Seeger chose AJ and Omos. So we didn't get the point on this one.
You did. He did.
Yep. This match was okay. Not great, but okay. Very rushed. This is at this point of watching this match, I was like, you know what? Be damned with waiting until the Royal Rumble to have Omos turn on AJ. I want AJ Styles to turn back to being a face. I think he needs to stir it up a little bit because he is starting to get a little stale, especially with guys like Drew McIntyre and Big E and Riddle. AJ can do some one-on-one stuff with Riddle instead of this tag team. 2.5 stars. I can't believe I rated it that high. I didn't really care for this match, but it was okay.
All right. Next match here, I believe.
Zelina and Doudrop.
Yes. Zelina and Doudrop. Mr. Lindsay, go right ahead.
All hail Queen Zelina. I mean, don't get me wrong. Doudrop was impressive. But I think this was Zelina, we fucked you over when you were ready to pay homage to your father on Memorial Day, and we didn't even put you on the show. So we're going to make you queen.
Makes sense.
And he was the only one to choose Zelina.
Where do you know all this crap from? Man, historian. That's what he is.
What do you got, Brandon?
I was hoping, we were all hoping. I'm not going to say that I don't not like the heel queen angle of this one. So it's always interesting to see where they go from there. So it'll be one of those things. Now they're going to pass away Dewdrop, probably drop Dewdrop off, however you want to say that. Hopefully they find something for her, but I just highly unlikely. They probably brought her in for this moment and wash her away. So you don't think? It's like, nah, she'll be around.
All the water references. This match was not great. Zelina and Dewdrop didn't have a lot of chemistry. Neither one of them, both of them showed they're not quite ready for this stage yet. Maybe they both need to have somebody. It's too bad that Natalya is about 2 or 3 years past her prime. She'd be really good with either one of them to give them a good lesson and bring them up. So maybe when Lacey Evans comes back in about 3 or 4 months, Lacey can work with Zelina Vega or Dewdrop and try and bring them along. And I want to say something about those god-awful IKEA thrones they had out there. Those things look horrible. They look like 7th grade art projects. Those are the worst thrones I've ever seen in all my history of watching King of the Ring. 1.5 stars. The chemistry just wasn't there. The match didn't gel.
I'm not even going that nice, you guys. This is getting my 2-finger salute. This match was the worst. How are you going to build up Drew Dewdrop by beating Shayna Baszler and I forget who else she beat, but beat them in the King of the Ring women's tournament? And the whole tournament itself, every match lasted 2 to 3 minutes. Not really allowing anybody to shine, anybody to look good. And here, you're going to give it to Zelina Vega because he didn't help her dad on the day of his death or 9/11. Come on, man. Give Dewdrop her push. She got to beat the crap out of Eva Mendes finally and had to endure all that. She should have been Queen of the Ring. Just my opinion. It gets my 2-finger salute. And our next match.
Feel better?
I do now because I'm telling you, I really want to give it to the next match.
I love the transition there. That was great. That was great.
I really want to give it to the next match because this was actually fairly decent.
Bobo and floor polish.
And I believe it is Brandon's turn. Go right ahead. Bobo and floor polish over here. Goldberg and Bobby Lashley. It is Brandon, right? Yep, Brandon's turn. God, it's just awful.
A hard pass. Hard pass. Like I really don't have nothing to say for it. I mean, it's always nice to have a little bit of nostalgia, but when they're that far gone, no. There's no passing of the torch. There's no I'm stepping up and taking your place type thing. It was a filler. And I hate to say that for Bobby Lashley, who deserves a good push. And they did, again, let's say they just worked up Dewdrop. Hey, look at me all you want. He had the Hurt Business. They had Gold. They were pretty much the bloodline before the bloodline. And then they tore it all apart and built the bloodline. So it was just a filler spot. Honestly, this whole pay-per-view, I was actually at work myself, but I was lucky enough to have some earbuds in, so I listened to it pretty much the whole time, and I just, I didn't even care. I could have turned it off, and matter of fact, I think what happened was my phone was starting to die, and I said, fuck it, I'm just going to cut my phone off because it was that match. I cut it off and then finished it later in my shift.
Alrighty, so I know I'm not the only one, but I've been saying it for. Oh, by the way, Ed was the only one that chose Goldberg.
Yeah, how did that happen, man? You were just on a streak, like Goldberg.
I've been saying for a long time, along with a lot of other people, Goldberg should hang it up. This match was not really very good. I mean, they tried. It felt out of sorts. Best way to say was it did not feel organic. It felt like it was nothing that either of them wanted to do. So they were just going through the motions. There was no emotion to this match. There was more emotion in their promo when they talked about killing each other than there was in this match. This match really was not thrilling. It wasn't even really well worked. The spot at the end, the spear off the stage into the tables, didn't look good. The cane spots weren't very good. They both forgot where their stuff was put and walked around the ring several times, lifting up the ring curtain, the ring apron, looking for stuff. 2 stars.
Oh, God. All right, is Goldberg wrestled enough matches this year? That was the second one, right? So now we can say off with Goldberg until next year. He's just coming Santa Claus more and more. Thank you, God. Stay off my TV screen. I hate you, Goldberg. Please stay away. You're too old. Go to the old folks' home. 1.5 star. God, Ed, please take over.
All right. So now that the Goldberg hating is done, and I'm not a huge fan of Goldberg, but
nobody is.
But you had to look at it, and as a storyline, you don't mess with a man's kid. You take pride in destroying a man's child. The fact that he made the entire Hurt Business look soft, hey. I do disagree with Mr. Seeger because if anybody does not need a push, it is Bobby Lashley, the man who has been WWE champion for damn near the last year. So a push is not what he needed. Needing a reason to actually have Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, yes. And that's what they gave him. Because now Bobby doesn't look as dominant as he did in the past year. So now he needs that backup. Give Goldberg something to write off for 360 days. Awesome.
They can give him the camel that Riddle rode in on.
Bro. No. All right. And you got the next match here.
Finn Balor and Xavier Woods. So it was a clean sweep. Everybody chose Xavier Woods. This match was another one of those matches that was out of sorts. There was a lot of bad camera angles. There was a couple of air balls, bad air balls as far as the back senton, and he didn't even touch Finn Balor. Finn Balor crawls for 2 more seconds and takes the face bump. The ending was a little anticlimactic as far as it just kind of, here it is, here's the finish. But it was nice to see Xavier Woods get the crown. We'll see what they're going to do with it. Is it going to be a Don Morocco thing where it gets put away and never seen again? Is it a Harley Race thing where Xavier Woods is going to fight with Commander Aziz for who gets to hold the crown? Or is it actually going to be used as a push forward? We'll find out in the weeks and months to come. But I did go 2.5 stars.
I'm sorry. This was a bathroom break match for me. Basically, yep, I was outside smoking a cig because you knew he was going to win. Ray Charles saw this, and he's dead. Yeah, I mean, good God. That's all I'm going to say. Ed.
Okay. So, instantly the WWE screwed up what they were supposed to do with the outcome of this match. Xavier Woods wins the title, and not one member from the New Day comes out to congratulate him. And Biggie has the next match. But what do y'all do? Y'all have a coordination where Coffee kisses his ass on Friday night.
Yeah, I fast forward.
This would have been the perfect way to turn Xavier Woods into the world's greatest heel.
He put shades of that when he was doing his stand there with the crown of, I'm going to make these proclamations and you're going to bow to. He showed the flash of it.
But I wanted him to win. I wanted Xavier to have something, so he's not that third wheel. He's not Heath Slater.
I think I know who that's from. I don't even have to guess. All right. Brandon?
Before I say what I have to say about the match, I looked at this like this. Some of these, I'm almost 40 now, so I can say it. Some of these kids that are wrestling out there were small children the first time that they experienced King of the Ring. And then you have management go, we're not doing King of the Ring anymore. So for some of those guys, it's got to be like a crushing, huge blow. That was my only aspiration to do that, such as Xavier Woods. Super excited, though, that Woods got it. For me, the best part of this match was the fact that Xavier Woods' reign, when it hit American soil, didn't technically start until Wichita, Kansas, which isn't too far from my territory. So I thought that was pretty cool. I had to throw that in there.
Totally going to agree with you here. Yeah, his crown, cape, and scepter look like something out of Final Fantasy.
It's not a cape. It's a cloak.
There you go. Now we know. And on that note, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with the rest of it. All right, and we're back. Thank you, Crystal Infinity, for sponsoring us. We really appreciate this. This is one of our crystals that we got this weekend here. But, yep. Oh, what else? You want to show? Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. Got the nice skull there. That was awesome. Definitely loving that. Go check them out for your Crystal Infinity needs. But, yeah, let's break down the final three here. I believe it's on me, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Drew McIntyre and Biggie.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre, Biggie. I love that match. I thought it was one of the better matches here. I mean, it was two baby faces. It had that Hogan Warrior kind of feel, but it wasn't that much of a build. I mean, Biggie, of course, we knew was going over. He wasn't dropping the title over there. That was kind of given. You know, I like the match. I gave it three stars. I really felt like it was in a good spot to be where it was on the card. Yeah. DDP.
Big E had to deliver the Langston. Because if he didn't, it would have made everything else worse. Drew going to SmackDown, everybody knew that he was going to.
I love that comment. I'm sorry. I love that comment. Like, I'm waiting to see that.
And I swear that's Rambo.
Yes,
I swear it's Rambo.
I think we all can tell who that was.
But Biggie had to win to legitimize him being a champion, even though I have no idea who he's about to feud with on Raw.
That's a good point.
God. And we already know that Drew already went and made his claim that he's coming after our tribal chief. So it was cool. I was happy.
All right. Brandon?
I hope the Usos fuck his legs up and he doesn't even have the chance to get to Roman. I'm so sick. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm I'm going to say it again, and it's been said before by not just me, numerous people. If it wasn't for the pandemic, he would have never got that. Ever. And now we have to fucking listen to him.
All the way.
I like the backstory of, he was here before and he pissed it away and he's came back and he's changed. He's matured. He's grown up since then. But still, I love the Claymore. I love his moves. I'm not totally liking him. I just, right there. I think that right there just throws me off. I don't know what it is. He's got it. Maybe you should count to 4. Maybe that'll do it. I don't know. Nah, I don't think it has the same effect.
I mean, we should just get on our knees and punch the ground in, right?
What the fuck are you doing? Sorry, my wife is doing some weird shit over here, and I'm just trying to figure it out. My bad.
So, this match, I actually took the technical aspect and watched the faults in the match because I knew the match was going to be decent and I knew the crowd was going to love it. Big E showed he has a problem working guys larger than he does because he wasn't gripping correctly on the right part of the body to allow Drew McIntyre to properly rotate. So I hope that's something that it was just a bad day. Maybe they didn't have a lot of natural chemistry together with some of these high-impact throws and moves. Drew McIntyre kind of floated around the ring a little bit too much on this one. I don't know, again, if that was just they don't have a lot of great chemistry together. The match was good. I think a prolonged program would have done them some good instead of this one-off match before they go their separate ways. It was a little bit long because it started to feel like whoever wrote this match was coming up with, all right, what else can we do? All right, there we go. What else can we do? All right, what else can we do? Nope, let's try this instead. So it felt kind of long, but I did go 3 stars. The match was good. The crowd really liked it, and it was a good way to break them apart.
All right. Now we get to move on here.
The triple threat women.
Oh, God, yeah. Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, and Becky Lynch. Go ahead, Ed. Start us off. Hey, what did you think about Friday as well?
Can we all say it in unison? I hate Charlotte Flair.
I hate Charlotte Flair. I hate Charlotte Flair.
Now, before we get to me hating Charlotte Flair, don't start with this match. It was actually a great match for fully dressed women. Bianca still shows that she's the strongest, smartest, dumbest, and WWE. Sasha shows why she makes my stomach hurt. And Big Time Bex shows why she's always in the right place at the right time. Being the champion and you steal the victory shows how great you really are. And then we move over to Friday, where I don't want to look weak. Charlotte Flair throws a hissy fit because she doesn't want to hand over the title. She wants to try to snatch it back and be a pussy. So she can run over to AEW, and Dan, I know you would love that because you're an AEW nut. So she can run over there and be with Andrade, and they can suck together.
Oh, they'll put a title on her too, real quick over there.
And the funny thing is, it's amazing that for once in life, on Friday night, Sasha made me happy. by coming out to the ring. So at the end of the day, fuck Charlotte Flair. That is all.
I was still waiting for his explanation of how this was a good match. I haven't heard it yet.
Maybe Brandon can enlighten us. Brandon, go ahead.
Negative. This is what, as I said earlier, my phone had died. So at this point, I was fast forwarding it through the last matches. And this was one of them that I ended up fast forwarding through. So I didn't get to see the match. So I'm curious to hear what the important one has to say about this match. And I knew that they weren't going to take it away from Big Time Bex. And after the rope grab, you know, she's definitely, I mean, you knew she was a heel to begin with, but it's definitely not the Becky Lynch that left for sure. But I'm not disagreeing with it.
All right, I'm not commenting on Friday because I'm not going to jump on the internet bandwagon with 500 different people analyzing it. That may have been planned. We don't know. I'm not going to delve into that. We'll see what happens in the weeks and months to come.
Okay.
Now, as far as this 1.25 star turd, this was my low match of the night, by the way. This match was 100% scripted. And everybody forgot their script after they got off the plane. Everybody was sloppy. Sasha Banks doing her normal sandbagging that she does. I'm sorry, a 110-pound woman is what she supposedly weighs. Should not be the hardest person to pick up. She should not be the one that's making the bumps look the worst. She sandbags. She does it on purpose. She needs to go away and get off of wrestling. Bianca Belair still showed she's not quite ready for these high-profile matches. She came out very rushed.
You want to answer that question?
Is there anyone in the women's May event tier
Besides Becky that should be
besides
there.
Becky that should be there?
Anybody in the main event tier?
Who said Becky should be there?
Honestly, Becky is not in the main event tier.
Oh,
So I will say they haven't come back yet.
okay.
We need Evans, Lacey Evans, and we need Bailey back, if nothing else, to remind these women, hey, there's women out there who are hungry. So, Becky Lynch, besides Bianca,
I don't know who wrote that one. I wonder.
I don't know, but so Bianca was really rushed and really out of place all the way through the match. Every single time there was a transitional spot, she always was there either too early or too late. Either way, she's not quite ready yet. She's like Mansoor. She needs to work with a female that can play mechanic, that can move her along and get her trained on how to handle the next level. She did show, I like the strength aspect. That's something that they can work with. She started to show that she can use those moves effectively, which she wasn't doing before. Becky Lynch, you can tell she absolutely hated being in this match. I know most women don't like to work scripted matches like that, and you could tell she did not want to be involved in this scripted match. You could tell she was frustrated at the timing. There was a couple times you could see her going, come on now, get in place. You could see that kind of stuff going on. The crowd was flat. The crowd did not like this match, and they wanted to. 1.25 stars. Try again next time.
I'm going to say something that's going to be unpopular. But I think on Crown Jewel actually became a fan of Bianca Belair. I like the way she's worked. I think she can improve. I love the way, like you said, with the strength quality. I think she did a great job there. And I think it was set up for a great match with her and Becky Lynch. But, of course, they're going to do Sasha here, and they're going to have her and Becky fight it. And it is what it is because it's going to Survivor Series, which everybody knows is going to happen that match. There's just no doubt it's going to be Sasha. And it's not going to be Flair fighting her. They're just not going to do it now. And yeah, I'll comment on Friday night. Yeah, everybody hates Charlotte Flair. We hate Charlotte Flair. Yeah, that looked to me like a straight up shoot, and that looked like something like she was pissed off because she couldn't get to see her boyfriend in time fighting AEW later that night. That's what it looked like to me.
And I was the only person that chose Becky Lynch to retain.
Good job. Main event here. Main event. Oh, my God. Granted, you get, Barack Lesnar against Roman Reigns.
Again,
it choked you up.
I said it in the pre-show. Yeah, it was choking me up real bad. I think I actually watched this one. I'm pretty sure I stopped what I was doing at work and just watched the last match. I like the angle that they went. I knew in the beginning that if the Usos retained, so was he. So I just didn't know. But I was skeptical about it because the whole, your guys' words had resonated in the Prince likes 90s wrestling. So I was like, they're about to give this to Brock. There was a couple of times I was like, they're about to give this to this man right here. They're about to destroy the whole bloodline thing going on. And, of course, that wasn't the case. So me and DDP down there talked about it. I really want to say what he had said to me, but I'll wait for him to give his thunder on it.
Go ahead.
No, okay, all right. We had talked about it, and he had said what Paul Heyman did was perfect. He played it perfectly as far as throwing it in the middle and not looking at either one of them. Everything happened so quickly. I agreed with him. Everything happened so quickly. I didn't see him looking at the Usos, telling them, you know what to do. So my mind's going, who's he telling it to? So I mean, I was intrigued. I was there. They had my ticket. You know what I mean? So I mean, I was sold on it. It was good. I like what they do. Hopefully this lasts for about 5 years. Wouldn't that be interesting? So we'll see.
All righty. This was a decent match. Everybody but Luke chose Roman Reigns. The crowd was hot. The screw job finish was done pretty well, although it was a little rushed at the end. It was done pretty well. I think, though, they didn't spend enough time with what Paul Heyman did about throwing the belt in the middle. I think they should have spent a little more time watching Paul Heyman. Which way is he leaning? Who's he talking to? He basically stood there the whole time like this.
Yeah, he was a solid rock.
So they could have had a little fun, even just a few camera shots here and there of playing a little analyst on there, which is what they should have done. I liked it. It was one of the things I caught in the pre-show promo where Paul Heyman said he's coming out with the reigning, defending, undisputed champion Roman Reigns, and he's leaving with the reigning, defending, undisputed champion, and didn't say who it was, and walked off. So they started the seeds of what is he going to do. They just didn't follow up on it. But the match was good, 3.25 stars.
Yeah, I love this match. I went 3.5. You knew Roman was going to win here. It's just kind of given, like I said, crown jewel. But, at least they gave you that chance of thought process that, hey, I might be wrong. They might actually give it to Brock. I think they do give it to Brock, but I don't think it's until at least Royal Rumble time. If they do, maybe he wins the Rumble. That could be a possibility there as well. But I think at some point they will give him the title. I'm going to go 3.5. Ed, take us out of here with your final thoughts.
All righty. I've been waiting for this one.
Oh, boy.
Well, like I said, like I had told Brandon, yes, Paul Heyman played it perfectly because he didn't show allegiance to actually either one when he threw the belt in the ring. He was dead in the middle and said, and looked straight ahead and said, "Y'all know what to do." Usos did what they're supposed to. Of course, Brock gets suspended. Roman's going to end up firing Paul Heyman because he's going to say, "I no longer need you, wise man, because I've got everything I need now." Thus leaves Paul Heyman vanishing off TV for a while. And he returns with a leaner, more dangerous Brock Lesnar.
Could very well happen.
All right, so let's wrap it up here with scores. There were a total of 10 points available since we had no follow-on predictions.
Yeah.
Randy Hogan got 5 out of 10. The big winner, Mr. Lindsay, 9 out of 10.
Yes, congratulations.
The only one he got incorrect was he chose the Bosch Sasha Banks to win.
Bocciarella.
With old Bocciarella. I got 7 out of 10. I missed on Bobby Lashley and AJ Styles and Dewdrop. Dr. Quack got 5 out of 10. Mr. Seeger got 5 out of 10. And Luke got 5 out of 10. So all in all, we kind of had a little bit of a struggle here, all except Ed Lindsay.
Yeah, it was Bizarro World for sure. Thank God our next show here, Survivor Series, is in the United States. So maybe we'll be able to watch it.
But it's going to be a Bizarro World from Champion of Champions after they just did a draft. It's going to be awful.
Oh, God. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. See us here on the preview show. You'll see me, the important one, Brandon, Ed, Randy Hogan, and God knows who else. So stay tuned for that. See you then.
Acknowledge me.